Hey there, crazy kids. I am the good old gamer, and we're playing more Minecraft. Hooray! And today I think we are going to go find some coal. But first we need to get some preparations made. Put away this little bit of gold that I didn't put away last time for whatever crazy reason. Do that, and need to make some shovels. Stone shovels should do just fine. I was trying to come up with something we could do for these next few videos to finish out this series, this Let's Play, video 200, and come to realize that we haven't found coal. At least I don't believe we have. Coal can be smelted into bricks, which can then be crafted into brick blocks to build with. So now that we have different biomes, it should be easier to find coal. Coal is rare. And here in the default texture packs, it looks a lot like smooth stone here, except for it's all the same color. It's all the same light gray. There's no real variation in it. So it's easy to miss when you do find it. But it also happens to spawn most commonly on sandy beaches. So if you just look for some waterways with some sandy beaches, you should be able to spot some clay. It can be in other places too, but usually that's the most common. I don't really know where I'm going. I'm just looking for new biomes with the possibility for sandy beaches and finding some coal. Because I'd like to gather some coal, make some bricks for you guys, and maybe build some small little building out of bricks. Figure that'd be kind of a neat way to help finish off this series, something new that we haven't done yet. It's not actually new to the game. Clay has been around for quite a while. I just haven't ever found it in this Let's Play. And it would have been ridiculously hard to find here in this snowy part of the world. Prior to the biomes coming in. I don't even know if it would have been possible to find, really. I ought to be getting out of this snowy bit any time. Oh, there's some water over there. Maybe there's some clay over that way. It really is rare. In the I've noticed in the newer world chunks, and especially when you generate new worlds altogether, it seems to be a bit more common than in the older maps. But it's still fairly rare, even with that said. So let's see if we can find some coal. Or not coal, clay, whatever. I am retarded. Like I said, it needs to be found by sand. That's usually wherever I've been able to find it, is sand. If you're playing Minecraft and you're specifically looking for coal, or not coal, clay, and maybe you want to make a huge brick building or something and you want to do it all legitimately, I would recommend you get the Painterly texture pack, because the default clay in the Painterly texture pack is red. So it's really easy to spot. It's much easier to spot than the normal default clay texture. And wow, was my sounds up. I'm going to turn my sounds down a bit. Just because the animals are annoying. You don't need a shovel to get clay. You can use your hands if you really want to, but I just find that having a shovel is easier, and there is no clay around here that I'm seeing. That kind of blows. So we'll have to continue exploring onwards. I'm hoping to find clay relatively soon, if only so that when you guys, those of you who plan to download this world when I'm done with the Let's Play, so you guys have plenty to explore on your own. Um, so I don't want to take up too much of the unexplored territory for you guys yet. But it is going to take a bit of exploring to find clay. I also don't want to stray too far from the spawn, simply because it's going to take forever to get back if I do that. And this looks like it's another snowy biome, as if our original snowy world wasn't enough. I can't really say for sure if desert biomes would be easier to find clay in, but I can only imagine they would be, simply because my experience with clay has been that it does end up with sand. It does end up along sandy beaches and stuff, so I would imagine a desert biome would be far more likely to have clay. But then again, I could be totally wrong on that. There's going to be a new update tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm recording this on Monday, February 21st. This video will probably be up early Tuesday morning on YouTube by the time I get it rendered and stuff. But sometime either Tuesday or Wednesday, there's supposed to be an update to 1.3 in the beta. And the update's supposed to include beds, which will be an interesting addition. Beds are supposed to speed up nighttime. If you go to sleep in a bed when it's nighttime, it's supposed to speed it up and possibly skip it altogether. Don't really know all the details on it. Next month, another update will make the beds reset the spawn point to the last bed you slept in. So you could go out of entering like this, far from your original spawn point, and build yourself a shelter and build yourself a bed, go to sleep, and your bed would be the new spawn point, so you wouldn't be tied to your original spawn point anymore, which is nice. It'll allow for lots of more exploring in one single world instead of having to generate new worlds all the time like a lot of people do. I don't. I've stuck with this world primarily. Ever since I've had Minecraft, I've been lucky enough to keep this world and use it, and so it hasn't really bothered me any, but the freedom to explore more would always be awesome. There's also supposed to be a better save system in place, so the game will load faster and hopefully load better. I don't know what that's all about, but that'll also be an easier way to allow for more exploring and larger saves, because they'll be better optimized or whatever. I am not finding clay. I'm not even finding any large water sources that clay would possibly be by. This is getting a bit ridiculous how far I'm going to have to explore just to find some clay. I might have to give up this idea if I don't find it soon. I was really hoping to be able to build you guys some bricks. Maybe add a chimney to our house or something. Ooh, look at that! Lava! Right on the surface. Isn't that pretty awesome? Free-flowing lava. That's pretty sweet. That happens more regularly too. Lava's on the surface more often now in newer worlds too, or in new chunks. Because we're in a new chunk by now, as you can tell. This is no longer snow and stuff, so this is definitely newly discovered areas. Who cares about any of this? I want clay. This is just going to be me wandering around aimlessly the entire video talking, not actually really achieving anything. As you see, I brought myself a workbench and a furnace, just for the heck of it. I already showed you guys birch trees. They're looking pretty cool. I think I got some birch wood earlier. We might finish off in another video before the end of the series, make a birch building of some sort. But not right now. I'm looking for clay. It's kind of funny, on the official Minecraft forums, they're always showing pictures of homes and these crazy structures that people build, but there's almost never any birch-like structures that I've seen on the official forums for Minecraft. It's like, doesn't anybody build with it? I don't even build with it, but I can't bring myself to turn the birch wood into pine, or not pine, into wood planks, I should say, to use for tools and stuff. I'd just as soon keep it as birch wood. At the very least, you can use it for accents to homes if you're not going to build it outright for homes. Where are some beaches? I need some clay, silly game. Yes, in case you're just watching these videos of mine for the first time, I am playing on peaceful right now. That's why there's no enemy mobs spawning and why I'm not particularly concerned about them. I'm much more of an explorer, somewhat of a builder, though not particularly much of a builder, than I am like a hardcore fight 'em, challenging survivor kind of player here. I find the combat to be more of a nuisance than an enjoyable aspect to the game, because you don't really get any rewards. The only rewards you get for combat are the enemy drops, which just lead to more combat. I mean, the only enemy drop that's worthwhile is the skeleton bone for bone meal, and that's for dyes, and you can also use it to insta-grow trees and wheat, but I would only use it for dyes. But other than that, every other enemy drop really just leads to more combat, and it's like, why bother? You don't get any experience rewards, you don't get any, obviously, any further story points by defeating certain enemies. So the combat is just really annoying, and I don't find it to be all that fun in that respect. Ow, that hurt. That was stupid. And in some ways, excuse me. In some ways that's fine. I understand that the combat is supposed to not be that great. It's supposed to be more of a self-defense tactic than like outright soldier fighting combat, you know, but wow, how am I going to get down there? Anyways, the basic combat mechanics are just really annoying when there's no reward for trudging through them to face enemies. It's just like, well, I'll just turn the enemies off and make it... Now my game died. Be right. Alright, I'm back. Minecraft crashed for some reason. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, talking about the combat mechanics. I don't know. I mean, and then once you're settled, you've got your tools made, you've got your home made, you've got all the weapons you could ever want, you've got armor, you've got all of this stuff set up. It becomes even less of a reason to bother fighting the enemies. If you've already got everything secure, you're already going to be safe and sound. You know, if you die, even if you die and lose your items, you're going to get them back relatively easy. You know, you just go back to your house and make more tools and whatever. Or you go in your cave and mine out more coal or diamond or whatever it was you missed. I mean, there's even less reason to bother with the enemies, because then they're just more of a nuisance. They're just impediments. It's no longer because they're providing a challenge. They're just obstacles in your road. And so, yeah, I'm not particularly hugely fond of keeping enemies around after a certain point. Don't get me wrong, when you're first starting out a new Minecraft world, and you're brand new, and you're hurrying up to gather wood, and you're hurrying up to try and find a good shelter and all that stuff, then for the first few days in Minecraft, it's fun to have the enemies on, because that's when they're providing an actual challenge. You're not settled yet. You're not settled yet, and you feel a bit more, to me personally, it feels a lot more like you're vulnerable, and like when you lose your the thought of losing your items to enemies when you're early on and they're the only items that you really have, they become a lot more valuable not to want to lose, even if they're simple stuff like cobblestone and just some basic tools and whatnot. They're the only things you have. You can't readily immediately have access to more of them. You have to kind of protect your tools, but once you're settled, like I said, you can get your tools back and everything. Sure, you lose a few items, but I mean, you'll have a mine going and all that stuff, so it's not going to take that much longer to get them back. But yeah, I do enjoy having the enemies on the first few days and nights until I get settled, and after that, they're just an obstacle more than anything else. My opinion. I know some people just love to have the enemies around, but yeah, none of this is clay. This kind of sucks. Then there are some people that I've read, like on the forums and stuff, who love to have the enemies around, you know, for combat and whatnot. They're not annoyed by them being around, but then they'll go ahead, ooh, look at this, all kinds of mushrooms. But then they'll go ahead and make mob farm traps so they can like make enemies spawn in a dark room and then die so they get all of their items, you know, their item drops. Thousands and thousands of item drops in an hour or whatever. And I'm like, well, what's the point in having enemies around and getting their item drops if you're not going to fight them to get their item drops? If you're just going to sit there and have some trap do all the work, then you're just getting their drops for nothing. You know, you're just getting, it ends up being where you're only getting it to get the sulfur for TNT, or if you really want, you know, thousands of bone meal or whatever. But it's just like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just, you know, go to use a program like InVedit or whatever and just give yourself a thousand TNT in like a second and be done with it, you know? But whatever. I guess people play this in different ways. I personally don't care for the enemies. Other people like the enemies naturally on there. They like to fight the enemies, and that's fine. They find them an interesting challenge. I don't, because I'm used to... I guess I'm spoiled by single-player RPGs where the enemies, even the worst enemies, enemies you hate, enemies you can't stand to be around, serve a purpose. They give you experience. They give you item rewards. They give you quest completions. They boost the story. And none of that happens in Minecraft. So I kind of don't care for them. There's really not much point, especially when you've got a little switch to just turn them off and be done with it. Now this would be a perfect area right here for clay, but I'm not finding any. Which is obnoxiously annoying. As is this music. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the music in the game, but it was just loud. That was what I meant. I didn't mean I didn't like the music. Yeah, this would be a really perfect area for clay. I'm just not seeing any. I'd really want to show you guys some clay, if at all possible. It looks like it may not be possible, or else I'm missing it. It might be here and I'm just not seeing it, because, like I said, it's this grayish, bluish kind of thing, just like smooth stone, so it's hard to miss. Or, I mean, it's easy to miss. I'm actually more used, in my other personal plays of the game, I use a Painterly pack, and like I said a while back here in this beginning of this set of videos, the Painterly pack makes clay red naturally by default, and it's the only natural red block in the game, in the regular world, besides, you know, netherrack or whatever. So it's really easy to spot. I've never actually seen clay naturally, because anytime I've come across clay, it's been in a personal run with the Painterly pack, and it's been red. So I'm really hoping to find it, though. I know what it looks like. I know I should be able to find it if it's around. But like I said, it's going to be easy to miss if I'm not too careful. But it's areas like this with all this sand around that the clay would be most prominent if it's going to be here. Good thing about clay is that even though it's rare, you get like I don't know, 5 or 6 clay balls for every block you break, kind of like with redstone, how you get a few of those for every block. So you can get a lot of clay quickly, even from just a small deposit, which is nice because it is rare, and it also takes 4 smelted bricks to make a brick block. So that makes as much clay as you can get even more important, because it's just like sandstone in that it takes, you know, four of the basic amount for each of the brick blocks that you can build with. I don't know if I'm going to ever find clay, which is really annoying me. I think I'm going to start making my way back to home base, and if I make it back to home base without finding clay, well, I'm just going to call this a failed attempt to find clay. It's not like I haven't failed in this game before. Probably not going to be the last time either. I'd be really bummed though if I couldn't make you guys some bricks and build with them. That'd be kind of cool way to help end this series, is to do something new. Even though it's just new for the series, not new to the game, but I guess if I don't find clay, I can always find plenty of birch. Make a birch log cabin or something. That wouldn't be a bad idea either. Where is spawn? Spawn is this way. If you're wondering why my game's lagging, it's because all of this area is new, so it's constantly loading new chunks. Trying to figure out how to blend in different biomes and whatnot, I'm sure. There's more water over here. Let's go check out this beach area. Come on, clay. Please be clay. Nothing. I don't even need to find a lot of clay. I just like to find some. Just enough to make a nice little shelter. That's all I need. I'm going to end up exploring more of this land than I originally anticipated. Sorry about that to you guys. If you're looking to discover new land, you might have to go a bit farther out, but that's alright. It'll all be new to you guys who download the map anyway. Even after watching these videos, I mean, it'll be a new experience for you playing it personally. No clay yet. All of this water, all this sand, and still nothing. Lame. And my game crashed again. Okay, so my game crashed again. Sorry about that. I'm back again. Clearly, exploring new lands in this is not the brightest idea for Minecraft. It does not like loading the new land and joining it to my old discovered lands from Alpha. This is an alpha world, or the settled areas that I had originally was part of the alpha world. It must not like generating new stuff to that. But we trudge on nonetheless. On the search for clay. Come on, clay. Come hither. It's really kind of bumming me out now that I'm not finding clay. I realize it's not a big deal. If I don't find it, oh well, I'll let you guys download the map after the 200th episode, and you guys can go in search of it if you want. But like I've said, it'd be a nice little addition. Oh well. Onwards. I'm still on the search for clay, by the way. I am trying to make it closer to home base, but I'm going to keep searching until I get bored anyway. I guess if I get bored enough, I'll just end the search and we'll maybe try it again another day. If nothing else, out of this set of videos, you guys at least get to see me explore new areas. Haven't really accomplished anything other than just roaming around, but whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Why? 'Cause it's more Minecraft. Minecraft is always good. See, this is a problem with snowy areas. You're almost never going to find a certain block type unless you're on the edge and you can see what it is on the side. This is why I'm not a big fan of snowy areas anymore. I liked them when I originally started this series and it was an actual snow world. But now that there are other biome choices available, I'd just as soon have them and not have this annoying snow. Because now there's basically the option of, well, if I want snow for building blocks or to throw snowballs or whatever, I can just go to a snow biome, do that, gather up all the snow I want, and then go back to a more decent biome. Decent in my opinion anyways. But, whatever. Hey, there's some black sheep. Black sheep are always fun. Give me your wool, black sheepies. Why? Because it's not white wool. So, might as well. Anywho, our home is back this way somewhere. Ah, there it is. There's our nice, humongous tower marker right there. That's handy. Well, now I know where it is. I can go explore other places again. Because I am still on the search for clay, and I don't think we're going to find it by our home. There is that watery area behind our house near the minecart tracks and stuff. We might have to search there if I don't find it somewhere else. Because coal might be there. I don't know. I don't know if coal was popular, or not coal, clay, whatever. You guys know what I mean. I've probably been saying coal for a while now, but I meant clay. I don't know if clay was popular on Snow Worlds originally back in Alpha or not. I know it would have been so terribly impossible to find. Because literally, when there's snow on the ground, all you have to know what block is what is surface blocks like this. You can't just tell from the like that, so... Anyways, just roaming around looking for clay. It's probably clay is probably one of the only more original block types and, well, items really in the game that we haven't covered yet after 190 something episodes. Almost 200 episodes. But again, a lot of those episodes were where I was in the snow world, and it would have been almost impossible to find clay. Even now in these different biomes, I mean, look how hard it is to end up finding clay. There's a desert right over there, looks like. See, that's all. I think that's... No, it's not. I think that must be dirt. I thought it was sand, but I think it's just the light on it that makes it look like sand from here. It's got to be dirt. I thought that was going to be a huge sand biome, desert biome, and we would have been able to find clay there, but it doesn't look like it. So about the new update coming with the bids, I'm most looking forward to the update next month where the bids will reset the spawn point, because that'll allow for a lot of different exploring in the same world, basically doing what I'm doing now, only not being tied to having to go back to my original spawn. That'll be exceptionally handy. That'll eliminate a lot of world generating, because you can just explore a new part of the same world. So I'm looking forward to that probably the most. Also in the upcoming update here tomorrow or the next day, there's supposed to be new half blocks, wood half blocks, and possibly cobblestone half blocks. So it just won't be the smooth stone-ish half blocks anymore, which will also be pretty awesome. Is there water down here? Ooh, I'm not going to be able to get down there though. I thought maybe I could just jump down, but it's not going to work too well. At least not without me dying, so I'll have to go around the long way. Even on peaceful, that drop was pretty long drop. I think I would have died regardless. God, is there even a way to get across? There's gotta be. There's gotta be, man. It'd help if it was daytime and I could see better. Woo! Alright, let's go down the exceptionally long way to see if we can get around.